Hello once again. This is your Professor Danny Reneta Cabulay on the course Accountancy Research. This is week number 6 and we are now in the final video for this week, video lecture number 30. So for this topic, we will be talking about data analysis, also called statistical treatment. So pagkatapos natin mag-gather ng data, we need to analyze them. So anong mga statistical tools ang gagamitin natin so we can come up with a good analysis? The choice of statistical tools in data analysis depends on the nature of the research problem, the statement of the problem that is, and the hypothesis. The significance of the selected statistical tools must be articulated. A research may use different software to facilitate the analysis of data such as Excel, spreadsheets, statistical program for social sciences or what you call SPSS, that is a kind of software, etc. So let's start with the most basic, measure of central tendency. So basically, pag gusto mo mag-compute ng averages, yan yung tinatawag natin na measure of central tendencies. One common method or tool is mean or what you call the arithmetic mean. So i-total mo lang lahat divided by the total number of observations. So that is basically the basic or simple average. Okay? I-average mo lang siya, then that is already your arithmetic mean or the mean. Okay? Then median, kapag in-arrange mo lahat yung mga numbers in chronological order, yung pinakagitna na figure, yan ang median. Halimbawa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yan yung mga scores na nakuha mo. 1 to 11, anong gitna niya? 6. 6 is the middle figure, 6 is the median. Okay? In contrast, pag mean naman, let's try to get the arithmetic mean of the following observations. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Total those 5. And then divided by 5, you will get 6 as your arithmetic mean. Okay? 6 kasi ang gitna. Okay? Then, we have mode. Mode means yung pinakamadalas lumabas na number, yan ang mode. I'll give you an example. The observations you got were 2, 4, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 6. What is the mode? 8, because 8 was mentioned 3 times. It is the most common observation. 8. Okay? That is the mode. Okay? Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na measure of proportion. Gusto natin makita, how is this part related to the whole? So you can use a ratio or you can use percentage. Okay? For example, nag-survey ka ng mga estudyante, and then you were able to find out that 60% of the students are males, 40% are females. What does that mean? Mas madaming lalaking estudyante. Okay? Mas konti ang estudyanteng babae. So yun ang ibig sabihin ng proportion. You want to measure the proportion of the parts. Okay? Then, let's look at this particular case study. F&B cost at Starbucks. For the past 10 years, Starbucks Philippines has been conducting its annual year-end inventory count in order to calculate its average food and beverage cost per outlet and company-wide. So yung F&B cost ng isang restaurant, importante siya kasi doon mo malalaman kung siya ay kikita o malulugi. Okay? So the management would like to determine the trend over the past 10 years, the past decade, no? From year 1 up to year 10. As a basis for introduction of new internal control policies and policy measures for immediate implementation next year. What statistical tools will most likely be used in analyzing the data gathered? Well, dalawa po ang gagamitin na tool. Una, gagamit sila ng arithmetic mean and then gagamit din ng percentage. Okay? So, dalawa ang gagamitin doon. Now, let's move on to the next type of statistical tool, the measure of variability. So maraming paraan to. Pwedeng standard deviation, index of qualitative variation, range, interquartile range, analysis of variation or ANOVA, pre-test and post-test. I want you to read the notes. Basahin niyo yung notes, lecture notes na binigay ko sa inyo, Word file. Nandun lahat ng detalye. Yung definition, yung explanation, at mga examples. If you have problems with the examples, please PM me personally so I can enlighten you. Okay? So that's measure of variability. Then there's also what you call establishing relationship. So when you're looking at so many figures, can you establish relationship? May connection ba yung dalawang figure na yan? So, gagamit tayo ng tinatawag na correlation. Dalawang klase o tatlong klase ng correlation. We can use Pearson-R correlation or Spearman-Rank correlation. And then, meron din tayo tinatawag na Kruskal-Wallis-H test. So, I want you to read the lecture notes for the definition, the explanation, and the examples. Okay? Now, let's look at a particular case. BOC or Bureau of Customs Lifestyle Check. Alam niyo yung Bureau of Customs, yan yata yung binansagan na isa sa pinaka-corrupt na government agencies sa Pilipinas. The Commission on Audit, COA, sila ang nag-audit sa lahat ng government agencies. The COA is conducting a lifestyle check on at least 130 identified officers and employees of the Bureau of Customs. There are serious allegations of graft and corruption in its head office in Manila and other offices all over the country. The state auditors have perennially seen numerous violations of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act or Republic Act 3019 in many government agencies. Question: what statistical tool do you think will COA most likely use in this particular exercise or investigation? The correct answer is correlation. So, pwede silang gumamit ng Pearson-R correlation or pwede rin silang gumamit ng Spearman-Rank correlation. Okay? So, pag ganyan ang situation, you're trying to compare two things kung meron bang relationship, that is going to be correlation. Okay? Pwedeng Pearson-R, pwede ring Spearman-Rank correlation. Then, there's what we call measure of goodness of fit. Ibig sabihin, kung meron kang inoobserbahan na 5 bagay, tapos merong isa doon na naiiba, wala siya sa standard, o kakaiba siya. Okay? Abnormal. Yan. Siya yung naiiba. Siya yung taliwas. So, pag ganyan ang nakita mo, that is what you call goodness of fit. Pero pag wala namang naiiba, then, fit siya. No? So, you want to find out if the 5 items, as per expectation, are behaving as expected. Okay? So, makakakita lang tayo ng goodness of fit kapag sila ay behaving according to our expectations. Pag hindi, then you will see a very distinct particular item na kakaiba talaga. Okay? So, ang gagamitin natin dyan ay chi-square test. So, I will teach you these methods as you are going to use them in your projects. Kung gagamit kayo niyan, I will teach you that in detail. In the meantime, refer to your lecture notes for the definition and for the examples. Okay? Now, for video lecture recitation number 30, here are the questions I want you to answer. Okay? What statistical treatment will you use? Here's the situation. Kyle and Kyra, researchers of the City Hall, are researching on the types of businesses in Malabon City, your city. They discovered the following findings. The average age of entrepreneurs in the city is 36 years old. The majority of the businesses are classified as micro-enterprises, around roughly 72%. In the whole city, out of 5 public markets, only 1 was considered to be large, and the rest were smaller markets. I want you to identify the statistical tools used by Kyle and Kyra to analyze the data gathered. The second question, what is the significance of knowing the average age of entrepreneurs in Malabon City? And finally, what is the significance of knowing that majority of the businesses in the city are micro-enterprises? So remember, there are 3 questions that you need to answer in this final video lecture recitation. Make sure you place your answers in the comment section of the YouTube channel video of the professor below this video. Okay? within 6 days. By Saturday, you should have answered this question. Now, for your project task number 6, I want you to formulate your research instruments. Gagamit ba kayo ng survey, ng interview, ng observation? Gumawa kayo ng inyong research instruments. Then, isubmit ninyo siya sa aking email address, danny_kabulay2000@yahoo.com. Not later than September 25. That is Saturday. Okay? So, that's the end of this week's lecture and this specific video lecture number 30. I'm going to leave you with another goodbye. And this is goodbye in Portuguese. I speak Portuguese kasi nagtrabaho ako sa Portugal ng 1 taon. So natuto ako ng Portuguese. How do you say Portuguese goodbye? You say adios. Adios. Okay? Adios is Portuguese for goodbye. So, I will leave you with this quotation. Remember guys, failure is a part of life. If you don't fail, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you will never change. Ladies and gentlemen, adios!